Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Gwendolyn Hale. I'm popularly known as the medical professional with the difference. We'll be looking at how to lower a fever. What is a fever? A fever is when someone's body temperature is very hot. And fever itself is not a disease. It is a symptom or sign of many other diseases, of different diseases. Now, the body temperature, the normal temperature of a human, even baby, is between 36.5 degrees centigrade to 37.5 degrees centigrade. So anything above 37.5 degrees centigrade is high, is a fever. Now, what should you do when someone has a high fever? This is including a baby. Note that fevers can be very dangerous in the long run if they are not handled properly. They may cause brain damage, paralysis, epilepsy, and especially in babies, especially if the temperature gets above 40 degrees centigrade. What should you then do if someone around you, a baby or an adult, has a fever? First thing you do is make sure you undress them. Undressing them does not make the situation worse. It actually cools down their body temperature. Never, I mean never, cover the person in blankets or cover the child with clothing or leave clothing on the person or on the child, because it will increase the temperature. So what we don't want is the body temperature of a person to reach 40 degrees plus. A baby can tolerate a temperature at 40, can tolerate the temperature of 40 degrees centigrade, but an adult at 40 degrees centigrade can convulse, can start a convulsion, can have mental damage or brain damage, and a lot more. So this is something we need to control at home. No clothes on the person, take off the clothes, allow cool air to pass on the body of the person to cool the body temperature. The next thing you do is you give the person an aspirin or a paracetamol to lower the body temperature. This is very important. These are over-the-counter drugs that you can get, and make sure you don't exceed the stated dose in the packaging. Some people, because they are in a haste or they want to drop the body temperature very quickly, instead of giving an adult 1,000 milligrams, they will give 1.5 milligrams. That's a lot. Instead of giving a teenager 500 milligrams, they'll give 1,000 because the temperature is very high. Bear in mind that all of these non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs have side effects on the stomach, on the lining of the intestines. So to prevent gastritis, gastric ulcers, peptic ulcers, take these ibuprofen, paracetamol in the right dosage. The next thing you have to do is give the person water to drink. Keep the person hydrated. That's the third point. Keep the person hydrated. Give the person enough water, enough juice, enough water, enough juice, orange juice, pineapple juice, especially juices that contain vitamin C. And make sure the person goes to the toilet frequently. If the person's urine is very, very concentrated or it's very dark in color, continue giving enough fluid. Give the person tea, herbal tea, let me say like honey and lemon, ginger and honey, garlic and honey. Let the person be hydrated while you monitor the body's temperature. And make sure you get an electronic thermometer. The reason why I'm specifying electronic thermometer, it's because it's easy. It's more sensitive than the manual. If you get the manual thermometer, you need to be a health professional to be able to read it accurately. And there are several ways in which you can monitor the body temperature. You can monitor through the mouth, through the armpit, and through the anus. In young babies and in young infants and in toddlers, in kids, it's best to take the temperature in the anus. For adults, you can take in the armpit and in the mouth, but I would prefer in the armpit. Now, what would you do if the temperature of an individual gets above 40 degrees? It's very high. First thing, you take the person to an open environment. You undress the person. Undress the person, take away all the clothes, and then you lay the person on the back. Switch on the fan or the AC. Switch on the fan or the AC. This is going to help to lower the body temperature. Remember, high temperatures in adults can cause convulsion and brain damage. We are talking about paralysis, we are talking about epilepsy, and a lot of things. After that, you soak a cloth in not cold water, in just cool water, let me say from the tap, and you put a damp cloth or a towel on the chest and on the forehead of the patient to reduce the body temperature. On the forehead and on the chest. And constantly you take it out, squeeze it, soak it again in cool water and put it back. This is going to help to lower the body temperature of the individual. Make sure the fan or the AC is on and the person is in a very ventilated environment. That means the person is an open environment where air can easily flow, where the person's body temperature can easily drop down. The next thing you have to do is give the person an ibuprofen, a paracetamol, or an aspirin to reduce the body temperature. Please give the right doses. Don't overdose the patient. Give the person the right dose. And then the next thing you have to do, give the person fluids. Make sure the person, not cold fluids, cool fluids, so that it drops the person's temperature. Do not give hot tea to that person at that time while you're trying to lower the person's temperature. Don't do that. And this is the same for a baby. Leaving the baby exposed or in an open environment or in an AC will not cause harm to the baby. It's very important that we lower the temperature and stabilize it so that it doesn't cause long-term damage or long-term side effects. Then when you are able to manage the temperature, keep it under control between 36.5 and 37.5, or when the person's body temperature is not very hot, then you can take the person to the hospital. Remember, when the person's temperature has dropped down in between to about 37.5, that doesn't mean that the person has been cured of the disease. I repeat, fever is not a disease or an illness. It is a symptom of many diseases. That means you will have to go to the hospital, to your GP, to actually get tested, get the patient tested. A series of blood tests are going to be done. Firstly, a urinalysis will be done, stool will be taken, and some blood tests will be taken. And make sure during that time you monitor the patient's breathing rate, you monitor the patient's stool and urine, because these are the informations that will help the doctor to give a spot diagnosis to the patient. Thank you for joining me on this short segment, and see you next time. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to say I love you, thank you, I send you love, kisses, and if you just dropped on this channel, switch on the notification bell, like and share, and remember, it will increase the visibility of the videos and many people will be empowered with knowledge. Thank you.